When I had children, my children were going to know who their father was.
We don't need two.
We don't need one.
Maybe next quarter.
It's possible.
Let me see if I can find you an application for our internship.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something.
The Pursuit of Happyness stands as one of those films that continues to resonate long after its release because it speaks directly to universal experiences of struggle, ambition, and perseverance. At its core, the film presents a grounded, emotionally driven story about an ordinary man facing extraordinary pressure, not through spectacle or fantasy, but through everyday realities that feel painfully familiar. The narrative draws attention to the fragile line between hope and despair, showing how quickly life can unravel and how stubborn belief can hold it together. Over the years, conversations around the film have not faded. Instead, they have evolved into discussions about resilience, personal responsibility, and the cost of chasing a better future when circumstances seem determined to pull everything apart. The story is inspired by real-life experiences, which gives the film an authenticity that audiences immediately sense. Rather than presenting success as a sudden miracle, it carefully illustrates how progress often comes in slow, uneven steps. This realism is a major reason the film continues to be referenced in motivational discussions, business talks, and personal development conversations. The themes are timeless, and the emotional core remains relevant regardless of changes in social or economic climates. Viewers often return to the film during difficult moments in their own lives, finding comfort in its honest depiction of hardship and endurance. Will Smith delivers one of the most restrained and emotionally grounded performances of his career in the role of Chris Gardner. Unlike many of his earlier roles that relied on charisma and larger-than-life energy, this performance is built on quiet desperation, determination, and vulnerability. Smith's portrayal avoids exaggeration, instead focusing on small gestures, tired expressions, and moments of silent reflection that communicate the weight of responsibility pressing down on his character. This role marked a significant turning point in how audiences and critics viewed his range as an actor, demonstrating his ability to carry a deeply dramatic film almost entirely on his shoulders. Adding another layer of emotional depth is the casting of Jaden Smith as Christopher, Chris Gardner's young son. Their real-life father-son relationship translates naturally onto the screen, creating a sense of authenticity that cannot be easily manufactured. The bond between the characters becomes the emotional backbone of the film, turning the pursuit of financial stability into something much more personal and urgent. Every setback feels heavier because it affects not just one man, but a child who depends entirely on him for safety, guidance, and reassurance. The film never allows viewers to forget that the stakes are not abstract. They are deeply human. The plot follows Chris Gardner as he struggles to make ends meet while investing everything he has into a career opportunity that offers no immediate security. He believes deeply in his potential, even when evidence seems to suggest otherwise. His journey is marked by constant rejection, financial instability, and moments where survival itself becomes a daily challenge. The film does not shy away from showing the humiliation and exhaustion that come with poverty, portraying these moments with honesty rather than melodrama. Each obstacle feels earned, and each small victory feels significant because of the long road that leads to it. One of the film's most powerful elements is how it depicts homelessness without sensationalism. Instead of dramatic speeches or exaggerated scenarios, the film focuses on quiet, heartbreaking moments that reveal the reality of living without stability. Scenes involving shelters, temporary sleeping arrangements, and constant movement convey the emotional toll of uncertainty. These moments are not presented to shock the audience, but to encourage empathy and understanding. The film asks viewers to recognize the dignity of those struggling, even when society often overlooks or judges them. The pursuit referenced in the title is not limited to financial success. It represents the search for self-worth, purpose, and the right to dream without apology. Happiness, as portrayed in the film, is not a permanent state but a fleeting reward earned through persistence and belief. The deliberate misspelling in the title draws attention to the idea that happiness is subjective and personal, something that must be defined and pursued individually rather than inherited or guaranteed. This concept resonates strongly with audiences who see their own ambitions reflected in Chris Gardner's journey. From a factual standpoint, the film is notable for its straightforward storytelling approach. It avoids unnecessary subplots, focusing tightly on the central relationship and career struggle. This simplicity strengthens its emotional impact, allowing viewers to remain fully invested in the main narrative. The pacing is deliberate, mirroring the slow and uncertain progress of the protagonist's life. Rather than rushing toward success, the film emphasizes patience and endurance, reinforcing the idea that meaningful change often requires sustained effort over time. The supporting cast plays a crucial role in grounding the story in reality. Characters encountered throughout the journey reflect various attitudes toward success, opportunity, and survival. Some offer encouragement, others indifference, and some outright skepticism. These interactions help paint a broader picture of the environment Chris Gardner must navigate, where opportunities exist, but are fiercely competitive and unforgiving. Each supporting role, though limited in screen time, contributes to the film's realistic portrayal of a system where effort does not always guarantee immediate reward. The emotional arc of the film builds steadily toward its conclusion, avoiding cheap emotional tricks. When moments of relief and triumph finally arrive, they feel earned rather than manufactured. The final act does not suggest that success erases all hardship, but instead shows that perseverance can open doors that once seemed permanently closed. This balanced approach prevents the film from becoming overly sentimental, maintaining credibility while still delivering a deeply satisfying emotional payoff. Upon its release, the film quickly gained attention for its inspirational qualities and strong performances. Audiences connected with its message, and discussions surrounding the film often centered on its relevance to real-world struggles faced by many individuals and families. Over time, it has become a reference point for stories about self-made success and resilience, often cited as an example of how determination and belief can shape outcomes even in the harshest conditions. The trailer played a significant role in setting expectations for the film, emphasizing emotional moments, the father-son relationship, and the central theme of perseverance. Rather than revealing the entire story, it focused on mood and character, inviting viewers into a deeply personal journey. This approach helped attract audiences looking for substance and emotional depth rather than spectacle, aligning perfectly with the film's tone and intentions. In the years since its release, the film has continued to generate discussion, not because of ongoing plot developments, but because of its lasting cultural impact. It is frequently revisited in conversations about motivation, career struggles, and the realities of economic hardship. The story remains relevant across generations, appealing to both those just starting their professional journeys and those reflecting on their own paths. Its continued presence in popular culture speaks to the strength of its core message and emotional honesty. What sets The Pursuit of Happyness apart from many inspirational films is its refusal to simplify success. The journey is shown as lonely, exhausting, and uncertain, filled with moments where giving up seems entirely reasonable. Yet the film also emphasizes the importance of self-belief and the willingness to endure discomfort for the sake of a better future. This nuanced portrayal prevents the story from becoming a shallow motivational tale, instead presenting a realistic and emotionally complex narrative. The father-son relationship remains one of the most memorable aspects of the film. Their interactions are filled with warmth, frustration, hope, and fear, reflecting the realities of parenting under pressure. The film highlights how love and responsibility can coexist with failure and doubt, showing that strength often comes from the desire to protect and inspire the next generation. This dynamic adds emotional weight to every decision Chris Gardner makes, reinforcing the idea that his pursuit is about more than personal ambition. Ultimately, the pursuit of happiness endures because it tells a story that feels honest and deeply human. It does not promise easy solutions or guaranteed rewards, but instead celebrates the courage it takes to keep moving forward when the odds are stacked against you. The film invites viewers to reflect on their own definitions of happiness and the lengths they are willing to go to achieve it. Its message remains clear and powerful. Happiness is not handed out freely, but for those willing to pursue it with determination and integrity, it remains within reach.